AEAC is made possible by Air Venturi, Hawk Optics, Diana Airguns, FX Airguns, Daystate, Air Arms, Sports Match Rings UK, H&N Sport, Aztec Optics, and JSB Predator Pellets. And you guys know the best way to thank them. Alright guys, we're in the Umarex booth with Eyden Hansen.
Eyden Hansen, yeah.
Umarex Pro Team shooter, and we got a lot of exciting product on the table to talk about. And I've asked Eyden to take us through it, so brother, the floor is yours. You want to just grab this first one here?
Yeah, so I'll just start with the Origin. This is the Umarex Origin 25 caliber. One of the big benefits, we've got side lever cocking on it.
Nice.
So you can, I'm shooting this in the speed competition here. So just whack, 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 go right through it. And for the 25 caliber, it'll hold 8 rounds inside the magazine. So that works well. Safety's located right here on the side. You just push this forward and pull it back. Gets it going from there. This has the ever pressure system in it too, so if you go to pump it up for like a prepper or a survival guy, it takes 15 pumps to get one shot out of it, so you can go shoot around.
Can you kind of demonstrate that a little bit in here?
Yeah, well, you have to use the hand pump. So if you got a hand pump like you bought the Origin 22, you put the probe, which is, you can see that down here. The probe goes in this port right here, and once you plug that into that, it'll pump it up 3,650 pounds. 3625, I think it is exactly, but you get about 20 shots out of it, 25 shots, and it works well. So.
And 25 cal, about what kind of velocity are you running?
We're in the 900s, high 900s with it, so.
Smoking.
Yeah, it works good. Depends on the grain weight that you're shooting for pellets and stuff, but I like it super fast and super light. I mean, you just have to feel it.
Oh man, it's like, probably feels like 7 pounds.
Yes.
Is this regulated deal?
This is not regulated, but you know, shooting the groups. If you go on YouTube, I shot the 22 caliber, doing a YouTube video, and the 22 caliber. I mean, it groups up. Like you get really good grouping within that whole thing.
So this is a pretty value price deal.
It's a great deal on the entry point there. Probably if it ain't in the top 10 best guns that's out there this year, I'll be really surprised.
Feels fantastic. What's the price point of this?
This one here is close to 500. So you know, right up in the upper floors.
That's there. Nice gun. So this is 25. Do they come in any other calibers?
They got a 22 and a 25. And it works really well from there. So
2-stage trigger.
It's a single stage that comes through there. So you're set up, and then so as you set it up, you just pull it. You'll have a little bit of creep that runs in there, kind of soften it up, and then you just go through it. But the trigger actually works really nice.
That's a nice stout piece.
Yeah, and you can get a Donnie FL, of course, and put it right on the front of this thing and quiet it way down.
Of course, I'm sure you can. He's got the adapters for him too. I know he does.
I like this. This is my favorite gun. It's a critter gator for sure.
Perfect little hunting gun.
Yeah, it's great.
Nice.
So.
All right, now I think this one needs no introduction.
Jeez.
The G2, is that a 30 cal?
No, this is it's a G2 30 caliber.
Oh my goodness.
So if we look at this one here, I mean, we're packing I shoot this thing in a 40. It's about a 45 grain pellet right there. It's a 44 grain actually.
God, the stock feels so good.
Yeah, it just.
These stocks are great.
It's slim, snugs right up against you.
It's awesome. Narrow. It just has a good feel to it.
And you can adjust the cheek well, so you bring this up here, line up to make sure you're in the scope there. Put a good scope on it because the distance you're shooting out of this, I'll shoot this in the bench rest competition, and then I'll also shoot this here in the precision competition too.
What pellets are you shooting out of it?
I'm shooting JSB or the FX, you can go from there.
Yeah, same thing.
Either one, just shooting them all. But picking that grain weight's around 45, and we're getting real good accuracy out of it. So
now this is the regulated model, right?
This is regulated. That is correct.
That's a giant bottle on the front.
Yeah, it has a 4,500 psi tank, so it's. You know, as you go with this one here, it's 24 cubic inches. So when you start looking at the size of this tank, it's really amazing. So
you need that for the 30 cal.
You need it because you're pushing a lot of air that comes out of that. So with it being regulated, it's precise and land on there. Yeah, nice knurled ring on this side over here. Cocks the same way that we do with the other guns.
Pick rails on the top. What can you tell us about the trigger?
The trigger on this thing here is, I mean, there's some guys that they go out there and they'll make some changes to it or whatever it is, but the trigger, like I adjusted for competition, is real smooth. I said I don't like some people like a hair trigger. I don't need it for an air gun because it doesn't make me jump at all.
Okay.
So when you start shooting like firearms and things like that, people like just really light triggers. I like it a little bit. I like to make sure
you want to know where you're at.
I want to know where I'm at exactly.
That makes sense. I feel it. I like to know where my stop's at.
So weight's a little bit heavier than what you just felt with the Origin.
It feels a little more substantial.
Yeah, but it's sturdy. I mean, it's a sturdy gun.
So the Origin's 500 price point. Where are we with the Gauntlet?
This is a 500 price point on this one too.
Awesome.
So yeah, and actually the Origin might be a little bit less than that. I think on the price point, I can't remember on that one. It might be the 360
I would guess
range.
I would guess 400.
Yeah,
on something like that.
On this one here was like I think 379, and I made a mistake there at the beginning.
That's
but
okay.
This one's 500 here with the Gauntlet.
And
here's the other thing that not a lot of people know, but now we've just set them up.
Oh yeah, the half-inch UNF threads.
Yep. All you gotta do is go in there and buy your suppressor.
Yep.
And screw it on there.
You don't need the Donnie adapter for that one.
No.
Just put the moderator.
Nope. I just take it off, screw my Donnie right on, and go from there. So.
Can I grab this one?
Yeah. That's the Gauntlet 2 and 25 caliber.
Okay, so 30, 25. Do they come in other calibers?
They started out with the 22 caliber, 25 caliber, and then 30 caliber. At 17, you won't see the Gauntlet 2 in, but this one works well. So as we work through this magazine, obviously there's some other mods that are out there, like Hajimoto makes. If you got a little bit higher on your scope rings, you got to go up. Hajimoto has some little stuff.
It's got a good YouTube channel if you want to check it out.
Yeah, Hajimoto's
makes
good.
a lot of stuff for the Gauntlet.
And he made a bigger magazine for us, so you can shoot more out of it.
And we didn't have magazines in these other guns, guys, but these are also magazine fed.
Yeah.
Guns.
So all you do is you pull this back to here, lock it in the down position, and when you do that, you can slide the magazine right out of it.
Nice.
So once you slide the magazine out of that, you can slide it right back in place after you load it up. It works great. So,
Eyden, you have single shot trays too, don't you, for your products?
Yeah, there is single shot trays. Some of the guys shoot it in competition. For me, it's just I got little fingers trying to put those things in there, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But the shot trays work. Some people think they work better, keep the pellet more intact. I guess as you're going down instead of using the magazines.
Takes a little variable out of the accuracy.
I don't know
equation.
if that much on the accuracy for me is that much of a difference. I'll be battling the wind or whatever's out there too.
What's the greatest thing about the G2? Because I haven't really learned this gun yet, so I'm just very, very curious for you.
So the G2, like we'll take for instance the 30 caliber.
Yeah.
This thing fires at like over 1,000 feet per second.
In 30 caliber.
In 30 caliber.
Have you tried slugs in any of these?
We've tried slugs. We're working on some other slugs that kind of go from there, but the slugs struggle a little bit at the beginning of it. But
these are all choke barrels, right?
Yeah. From here, and it's mainly once we feed them in there. You got to get the right thing. You don't want to bend your probe. Like if it doesn't go easy, don't push it in there. Some of the slugs work in there as you go through. It depends on the diameter of the slug. So
sweet.
The manufacturer, but that's what I would recommend.
177, 2225, 30 cal.
We don't do 177 in the G2.
2225, 2225, 30
yeah.
G2.
So
177 in the Origin, maybe?
In the Origin, we have only in 2.2 and then 2.5 on the Origin.
Okay, got it. I'm learning. I'm trying to keep it all straight. And what the heck?
Yeah, that's the what the heck.
Looks like a double barrel Stoger over here.
Yeah, so what this is a. So we have the Saber. If you remember the original Saber, it shoots a single arrow out of the end of it. So this is just that version with two of them.
Oh my!
So now you got a double barrel. I mean, it's like a stagecoach gun, from that aspect of it.
Coach gun. That's what they call them.
Yeah,
Western coach guns.
If you get out there, like for hog hunting in Texas, for us, you need two arrows. Because you put one arrow in the first one and put one arrow in the second one.
So if they're not familiar or haven't hunted with this kind of gun, what is appropriate to take with an AirSaber?
You
to
can
harvest?
You can take an elk. I mean, it's as big as you want to go from that aspect of it. So, it's like the same with archery. It's shot placement, where you place it. You hit it, right behind the shoulders and send it through. You're shooting at 460 feet per second.
I was just gonna say. So for context, I'm guessing this is much more powerful than a crossbow or a compound bow.
So the fastest crossbow is 502 feet per second, and we're running at 460 feet per second.
So you're right there.
We're right there.
Dang.
I mean, you think and it's a 375 grain arrow, and you can put a bigger broadhead on it. It'll reduce the speed a little bit, but me personally, I don't like. I'm not a big mechanical broadhead fan.
Yeah.
I like to just run broadheads that are straight out, like fixed blade.
All right. So shot number one, shot number two. Do you get more than that on a fill?
Yeah. So you get 25 shots out of the gun. So you get if you use 25 arrows, you probably should go back to the range, re-sight in.
I mean, you're gonna need a hell of a lot of ATVs to bring all that gear.
Yeah.
25.
You just buy a bunch of arrows if you're that bad of a shot. So
yeah.
It goes from there. So when the button sticks out on this side here, the red O-ring that's on here, this right here is what denotes what barrel it's coming out of. So if it's on this side and it's sticking out, it's coming down this barrel first.
Okay.
And then when we push this in, it goes over to here. It shoots down this barrel then. So you can fire this thing. Let me check this thing real quick. You can actually fire this thing. Take it from here.
In my ears,
No, it's empty. So you got the button here. You can cock this, pull the trigger, and when you fire the trigger from here, the safety is located right here.
Okay. That pin's going to slide over?
Well, you got to do it manually.
Okay. Oh, you do it?
Yeah, but so I'll go like this.
Yep.
Boom. Push
you
it
move it over,
and then boom, I got another shot, and you can fire.
So I'm guessing you can't go down to like Dick's Sporting Goods and buy the arrows for this.
You can't. No, you got to get them from. You got to get
It's
them
an
from,
Umarex product.
It's an Umarex product. But
Right.
see, the trick is the back of the arrow. There's no knocking it. So when you slide the arrow over the tube, when you slide the arrow over the tube, when it comes off that tube, it is perfectly straight. It doesn't have the flex like an arrow where you're trying to push it from the back. It's pushing it actually from the front of the arrow and inside of the pressure until it leaves at the end.
But it's like a traditional arrow in the sense that, you know, a bow hunter can put their favorite broadhead on it.
Pick whatever broadhead you want.
That's cool.
Yep, and so you can pick those. The thorns are some really good ones that are out there too. They're nice because the broadheads don't stick out as far. They won't collapse.
And I see you took the side lever cocking over from the Origin.
Right, and so that's as this stuff is adapting and you go to the side lever cocking, it just makes it a lot faster. And they put a big enough grab handle on here. If it's cold outside and you're shooting, you can get it with gloves on. I mean, everything to make it work.
Pick rails all around are nicer too. What's the price point of this?
The price point on this one here is right at $500. What? $479 somewhere in there.
500 ballpark.
Yeah,
nice.
I say I call 500 like the mark of. Are we sub 500 in there on most
It's
of
a
the
lot
things?
of gun. It's a lot of air gun for the money any way you slice it.
This thing here is for sure. And
Can I feel it? I just want to feel it. I just want to hold it. Oh my god.
Put it, if you put it up against your cheek, it has the same feel as the Saber single.
It's
single
so
barrel.
light.
Yes.
That's the thing that's so mind blowing about this. How lightweight. The stocks are so nice.
And it doesn't even kick like when you go to
kick
shoot.
killing it with the stocks. Just nothing.
You just watch
How's
it
the
go
trigger?
Trigger's nice on it actually. So yep. And so when we get it out of distance, you can shoot this thing. You know, I start out probably 25, 50, 75. You pick your yard markers in between there. As long as you got a rangefinder, you can do it from there.
Now, I'm not a bow guy. Are you putting these on bipods? Is that what all this
You
is
can
about?
you can put it on a bipod if you choose to, or you can add a laser to the side of it. And there's all kinds of different things. I mean, you have to check your hunting laws.
It's not heavy though, at all.
But a flashlight for pig hunting,
Yeah.
and a laser, perfect.
Ooh, yeah. I'm with you now.
Yes.
All right.
So that'll sail right through.
Well, we've got the arrows over here. We should show these. What the heck? This looks like a sawed-off version of that thing.
So this is our. When you look at this, is the AirJavelin.
Okay.
So this is one of our popular guns, and it used to be a CO2. So you can take it, you undo this here, and then you can slide this off the end of it, and then you screw a CO2 cylinder on it, and then put it back
In place of this.
In place of this.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so what we do is instead of the CO2 cylinder, you already have all these people that are shooting PCPs.
Right.
We said, let's go ahead and just put a PCP canister on there. So this is a PCP Air Javelin. So you get about 25 shots out of it.
Okay.
And you can.
That's a one arrow though. It's a one arrow deal, right?
It's a one arrow deal.
Okay.
You can go out and hunt like it's good for like your small game and stuff that's out there. If you can get it on a coyote or whatever it is. I've taken a 65-pound pig with the CO2 version, shot him right in the face.
I love how compact it is compared to some of the other stuff. That could mean a lot to these.
And one of the things over here that's nice is it's got an ambidextrous charging handle. So if you're left-handed or right-handed, but for me,
where's the charging handle? I don't even see
the
it.
charging handle's not on here. We didn't screw it in for this one here, just for people not to cock us.
Security, sure.
Yep. Yeah, and we've got from there. So
does it just stick like straight out?
It just sticks straight out from here. You just pull it down here, screw it in, or this side. What's weird is I actually put mine on the left side. So when I'm getting ready to shoot,
I don't think that's weird at all.
I can hold that right here, and it's because invariably you will forget when you're standing there. When the time comes, you will forget that you did not cock the gun.
So do these go to that?
175 grain arrows. You go down there. There's a 50 grain blood bug that works really good with this. I have shot this with 100 grain broadheads on it, and that works pretty good too. So
this just slides right down in here. Same thing with
and
this
with
guy.
the PCP, we picked up more feet per second. So with the old Saber that we have, and it's just really a matter of if you don't have the capability to charge it with a PCP, then you can buy the 88 gram cylinders. So when you do that and charge it up, you get 25 shots. If you don't have the stuff to pump it up, you get the one with CO2.
So the 88 gram CO2 cylinder, that's an Umarex product. They get that specifically for this guy.
Yeah, and you just screw it in there and you get 25 shots. If you use the PCP and you go out and it's colder weather or whatever, it's a little more adaptable in colder weather. You can fill the thing up because it just uses ambient air.
So those cartridges you throw away when you're done. This you keep for the lifetime of the gun. You just keep refilling
it. Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, so it's good. And then broadheads, of course, put them on there. And it's the same technology. If you look down the back, it's hollow on the end.
Yeah, I see that. What are these arrows made? It's like a carbon. It feels like.
These are like a carbon fiber type arrow that would run from there. And they pick up the speed. So this is 175 grains, or what is it, 176, I think, somewhere in that area.
This is significantly heavier.
375 grains.
You can feel it.
Yeah, and then you put the broadhead on there. I mean, that thing, this is a beast. Like,
will this shoot this? Or is this for this guy?
These are only for the AirSaber, and these are only for the AirJavelin.
Gotcha.
And you can see the size difference in length on
Yep.
it too.
Yep. I'll hold them up here.
Instead of 24. So
I'll put pictures up on the screen.
it's probably one of our most popular and most interesting things out there with like SCI and some other companies or other. If you're out hunting in different countries now, you can get into the record books by using Airguns now. So it's huge. A lot of guys are like, I want to hunt with this.
Yeah, a lot of states are approving it.
Adjustable stock in the back, so you can set it up just kind of
AR style. I like that.
AR style, same style grip on there. And probably the thing that I would recommend is just a red dot. If you're gonna get one there, we got all the Axion line scopes that are on here. You can just go out and buy a red dot and put it on top. I think this one here is the Prism version, so yeah, just put them on there.
If we have someone that's new to air guns and then the bows too, what's the effective range of like your pellet guns and then the ones that shoot the arrows?
So effective range, I would say for the person that hasn't shot a whole lot when you're using like the AirSaber here, which is our bigger 375 grain arrow, I'd say probably 70 yards.
Okay, far.
Yeah, so you can get out there, and if you practice with it, and you know, everything's ethical. It's how good are you of a shot.
Yeah, it's plenty of power. That's for sure.
You have no worries on the power side of it.
And then something like this.
This one here, I'd probably say 30 to 40 yards to go from there. I've hunted javelina with it, and some of the animals are quick enough to kind of duck the arrow and get in there and get moving along. So.
And then your pellet guns are probably still 50 to 100, like I remember.
Yeah, and, well, if you're getting into the 30 caliber, if you're shooting like raccoons or something like that, or any pests that are out there, not to be specific, but that 30 caliber, you can go to 100 with it. I have no problem with it at 100.
Amazing.
So
Eyden, you have a lot of choices in where you decide to land and compete with the Umarex Pro team, dude. Why RMAC? Why are you out here?
I'd say it's just if you're going to pick an airgun event to go to in a competition, this is the one to come to up here.
Why?
Justin and Utah Airguns, they put on an amazing facility. Everything is super organized, and we're in Utah, so it's gorgeous here in the middle of the mountains.
It is beautiful weather.
They're just good people, and I think that's a big one. So if you're going to pick a competition to go to, one for the year, do that. We like to go to them all, but this is probably one of my favorites to come out to.
Pretty epic.
Yeah, it's amazing, honestly. So,
Eyden, thank you. If there's anything I forgot to ask you, please throw it in for these guys. Otherwise, I'm blown away. The product looks amazing.
Yeah, it's just a matter of get into it. I mean, get out there and get into it. If you live in Utah, you got Utah Airguns. You can go and hit those guys up. There's places all over the place you can get into it. Go online. You can buy them direct from our site. You can buy them wherever you want to. But if you go into the stores, they tend to help you a little bit better. Like, what scope should I get? Those types of things. And there's a bunch of different accessories. I mean, you can go as crazy as you want, or you can just start out as the beginner phases, which it was really funny because that's what I did. I came out of the firearms side of it.
Yeah,
I jumped in and like, oh, what? Shoot pellet guns for a living? No, this is awesome.
This is amazing.
So much fun.
It's growing like crazy.
It is.
Well, thank you, and I wish you luck shooting. I'll root you on and try to take some pictures of you.
There's some tough competition
spread
here.
the love.
Like 200 people in 10 countries, so
it's crazy.
It's gonna be big.
Good luck.
So thank
Appreciate you, man.
Right.
Thanks for being so generous with them.
Bye-bye.